Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the new variant because of that fairly decent DLC update that came out yesterday. The new variant that was added into this game and is for sale right now for the Vapor, which is the Vampire Hunter. Going to talk about that variant, the package, the bundle, what I think about it, as well as just go over a best class up for this weapon because this is a weapon that hasn't been talked about for quite a while because of all the hype around the SOG 9mm and the Maddox. You know, the ICR and especially the Vapor have really been put to the back burner, but this is still a very great gun in this game, and especially if you're looking for a suppressed AR, this is a good one to choose. So if you guys could drop a like on this thing, I'd very much appreciate that. Smack that like button. Let's go for 1,500 likes. That would be absolutely incredible. Like I said, we're going to talk about a class up and multiple things in this video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new and not already subscribed. I would very much appreciate that. We're on that road for 1 million subscribers. I also appreciate everyone who is subscribed and click that bell right next to the subscribe button, which is the notification squad. Huge shout out to you. I know you guys are going to be there down in the comments. Shout out to everyone commenting notification squad or notification bell, and everyone subscribing. Okay, let's get right into this. So with the big update, the Cap 45 pistol was added and also available in the item shop on PlayStation 4 now, and I believe it comes to Xbox and PC later, like a week after, so probably like 5 days from now or so, is a Mastercraft bundle, which is the Vampire Hunter. Now, it is a bundle, but let's get straight down to it. I'll show it up on the screen right now. Now, with this bundle, you get 5 items, but if we're looking at the items, you get a face paint, some other stuff, which no one, I mean, I'm not going to say no one, but personally, I don't really care about calling cards, emblems, and things like that, and then you get this variant. So, if we're being honest, it's basically the variant for 10 bucks, which is a pretty steep price to pay for it. The reason why I do it, of course, is because it's content. I can make a video off this, and it's something that I want to, you know, I'm the YouTuber, I'm going to show you guys, and you guys can decide if you want to spend your hard-earned 1,000 COD points or 10 bucks or whatever it is on this or not. Now, what does this variant do? What do those other items do? I'm not too sure. You guys can check them out. But the thing is, what does this variant do? It is a pretty cool variant because it has basically the way Mastercraft variants work in this game is 2 things. A Mastercraft variant is basically a variant mixed in with a camo. And one thing that I will say is a downside of a Mastercraft variant is you can't put a camo on it. So once I'm rocking like this, you can see it comes with a built-in sort of camo, and all it does is at 5 kills and then 10 kills, it just starts to brighten up a little bit, as you'll see me do in this game with it. But basically, when it comes down to it, you can't put diamond camo on a Mastercraft or anything like that. But the main thing that this weapon does change, which let's be honest, okay, Call of Duty says cosmetic, you know, we sell cosmetics in the item shop, blah, blah, blah. They don't say cosmetic only like Fortnite does, right? And the fact is that this weapon does... It is cosmetic, but it also could give you an advantage or disadvantage, and that is on the default sights or the iron sights, which you guys can see me use here, which are completely different from the normal Vapor sights. These ones are, honestly, in my opinion, better than the normal Vapor sights because they're just less crowded. And the facts are, I would usually use my Vapor with an ELO, but because this was a Mastercraft variant, I was like, you know what? You can use this variant with this default sight, and it is pretty nice. It is a little bit weird to get used to at first, but once you get used to it and start not focusing on like the bat wings or the evil face or whatever, and focusing on that actual where the iron sight is and in the middle of your screen, you can be fairly accurate with this thing, and that's really what I think about that and how that changes when it comes down to it. This gameplay here, by the way, I want to say this is a Chaos, I think it's, what is it, Chaos Domination or whatever, but I think I joined in late because these games can usually last super duper long. I was only in this game for about 13 minutes, I think it was 13 minutes and 50 seconds, somewhere around there, and I was still able to put up 100 plus, so it wasn't a super impressive 100 plus because I didn't get it in like, you know, 10 minutes or 8 minutes. It did take me 13 minutes and 50 seconds, but it wasn't like, you know, some of those Chaos Dom games or those extended game modes that can last 20-25 minutes. This was, so I thought it was still a decent gameplay to upload. I think the final score was 100-9. You can see how I also failed streaks. Yeah, right there. I pull at the KN, and if the KN fails me, I failed streaks. I was pissed. I was actually, I don't rage very often, but I was cursing a little bit, I think, because that could have made this an even better gameplay. Or I don't know if I was cursing, but I know I was mad because I remember I got this gameplay yesterday when it came out. So anyway, is this bundle, first of all, let's cover the bundle, then we'll talk more about this gun and the class setup. Is the bundle worth it? I don't know. It's up to you, honestly. If you like this gun, you use it every game, and you want this sight, maybe it is worth it. If you don't use this gun too much, it's most definitely not worth it. At the end of the day, it is up to you, and you can do this class setup with the Vapor without this sight on it too. That's basically the only actual gameplay difference that will be with this weapon. Now, thing is, when I don't run an ELO sight or a red dot on my class setup, I kind of end up with an awkward spot where I'm either left off with 1 extra point or missing 1 point. And the class setup that I designed here was basically around it's weird because it's not a class setup that flows too well. It's not a full-on stealth class setup because I have the silencer but I don't have dead silence, so it's not a stealth class setup. It's sort of a rushing, shooting people in the side. It's sort of a, how I would describe this class setup is you want to rush and be sort of unknown, move through the shadows, taking out your enemies. That's what I would say, and not even moving up close to them because they'll be able to hear you or track you with acoustic sensor for not having dead silence. And I'll throw the whole class setup up on the screen right now. But basically, this is what we do with the class setup. 3 attachments first. Let's talk about those. Stock is an obvious choice for assault rifles. Now, some people ask me, why don't I use stock as much on SMGs? I do sometimes, but personally, for me, stock is like, it's something that I need on an AR if it's available because it just speeds them up so much. On stock on SMGs, they're already so fast, and yes, you can double down, and the stock is very, very effective for SMGs, but that's just my thought process behind that. Next, fast mags. Why not go with fast mags? I'm not running stim shot, so I'm going to have to be slow healing and reloading. It doesn't have the fastest reload. Boom. And then suppressor as my 3rd attachment, which is weird because this has always been a gun that I just love to use with the suppressor. I don't know if you guys feel the same way about that. There's certain guns in COD that just sound better and like just are cooler to use. Like I remember P90 MW3. I would always use that gun with the suppressor. Was it the most effective way? Yeah, probably it was. But even if it wasn't, it was the coolest way to do it. And I like the suppressor on this gun. How it works in this game is a little bit different because of how the minimap works. However, having a suppressor is still a decent thing. Thing you got to remember is damage at range is going to be affected. And how I combat that is if I'm fighting someone at very long range, I get some damage in and they're about to shoot back, I'll just leave the gunfight because, matter of fact, is EKIAs count basically almost as much as kills in this game. On the scoreboard, they do. And the facts are, if you hurt someone and you're in a one-on-one gunfight like that, you see that gunfight right there, I didn't even get damage in on that guy, but I saw him looking at me, I'm out. I know what gun I have and I'm playing to that advantage. So those are the attachments. The ComSec device for the gear is self-explanatory because I want to get streaks, and I'm running the double helicopter on an open map like this. This is a map that's pretty open, but you can still slither through the shadows and get people spawn trapped on this map, which is one of the things I like about it, is that the spawns are pretty predictable and respectable for a domination game. They will flip, however they won't flip. There's some emergency spawns over on the right of where I'm looking right now. But anyway, helicopters, yes, double heli setup, sniper's nest, helicopter, and then the strike team, which you see me taking my time camping for just a second to make sure I'm converting on that streak. Or not even camping, but just posting up. And then, you know, right here I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to choke another set of streaks. But I took my time with it and I was able to convert there. And then when it comes down to the perk setup, yes, the worst thing about the setup is not having dead silence does make you vulnerable to tryhards or good players who are going to be listening on their headphones and listening for footsteps, although that doesn't happen too often in like a normal dom. However, also acoustic sensor. Without having dead silence, you are exposed to that, and that's the one thing that is going to happen with this setup. However, by doubling down on perk 1s, and perk 2 is self-explanatory, I don't know if I even need to talk about that. Gung Ho is just the go-to on pretty much every class at this point in the game, because Treyarch kind of, I won't say they refuse to balance the perks, because they have a little bit, but they haven't done it enough, at least in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinions. I think the perk system is one thing that I love, how the class setups work in this game. I think they're cool. I don't love it. Like, I don't think that is perfect, because I think perks and other things could be adjusted. More operating mods could be added, you know, different things like that. But in general, I think it's a good system. They're with the classic pick 10, but I think the perks are something that just have been a little bit more lame or more defaulted to you just Gung Ho every class. And Gung Ho is so good, it's banned and competitive, so that's just the fact of just how good it is. And then perk 1, Flak Jacket and Tac Mask is nice because you basically, a lot of the BS that happens, you don't have to worry about it as much. And that's the thing with the Specialist and Call of Duty. There's always things that will help out good or beginner players or more casual players get more, you know, they want to try to even out the game a little bit so everyone has fun, and I understand that. But having Flak Jacket and Tac mask. Luckily, those are counters to some of that stuff that will, you know, the seeker car and different grenades and mesh mines, different stuff like that will help you just stay protected a little bit more from that stuff in the game. So that's what I like to run. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys could drop a like on it, I would very, very much appreciate that. Final score was 100-9 in like a 13-minute, 50-second, like a 14-minute game. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this. Let me know your thoughts. This is a pretty good AR silence class setup for the Vapor. There's so many different setups you can use for different guns, but this is definitely one of the best class setups for it. And if you're looking for something that you hate the BS, the seekers, the nades and stuff, but you also like using a silenced cool AR, this is almost the perfect setup for you. You know, it's unique, but it does work, and you can see obviously it works because I dropped a pretty good gameplay here. 13 objectives, 14k damage, 100-9. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop a like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one, and I'm out. Peace. Have a great night, everyone.
Task sniper helicopter authorization crash.